The annual Western Swing is ending with a bang, at least in qualifying for Robert Hight. The temperatures are cool, but it was a hot time for Jack Beckman. Both of these drivers are back and ready to run. Hight will start 4th, Beckman 10th at Pacific Raceway. Seattle and the beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Calm, quiet, peaceful until the racers roll in. The NHRA Full Throttle Drag Racing Series is in Seattle, the final stop of the grueling Western Swing. One thing's for certain, this race is up for grabs. So far on the Western Swing, 8 different winners and 8 different finals. Only 3 races to go until the NHRA playoffs, the countdown to the championship. And it's time to step up or get left behind. Here in the staging lanes, I'm Paul Page with Mike Dunn, and to step up, the first 3 pair have some guys that really need to get that done. They are Terry McMillen, Dave Grubnick, and Bob Vandergriff. They are the bubble. They're the guys trying to get into this countdown to the championship, and all season long, their average points scored per event is 38 for all 3 of them. So they have to figure out how to make something happen.
Well, Paul, ultimately what you would like to have happen is pick up that extra 0.05 of a second in performance and do it consistently and put some ground between you and your competitors battling for that 10th and final position for the countdown to the championship. But as close as these guys have been run all season long, it may depend on having a little bit of luck to get you into that countdown.
Now let's send you over to Gary Gerald.
Paul, last season was one of pure magic for Larry Dixon. 12 wins on the way to a 3rd Top Fuel championship. This year he's back in a very competitive Alanabi race car, but much of the magic seems to be missing. Only 1 win thus far this season. Right now he's getting ready for a key matchup against Bob Vandergriff, a desperate driver trying to crack the top 10 for the countdown. Dixon determined to avoid a recurrence of what happened 2 weeks ago today. First stop on the Western Swing, unceremoniously ousted in the first round of racing. Let's go to Whit Bazemore.
Since 1995, Bob Vandergriff has been in 13 final rounds, but he has yet to win his first race. Today, he races Larry Dixon, a man who has won 61 times. And today, Bob Vandergriff must beat Larry Dixon. Time is running out to make the countdown to the championship, and Bob Vandergriff's back is against the wall. This is the kind of pressure real racers thrive under when everything is on the line. Today, Bob Vandergriff must find a way to win the first round no matter what.
And you can feel the tension all up and down the staging lanes as we get ready to go. Celebrating the 60th anniversary of the NHRA, the legend for this race, 2-time Top Fuel champion, who won his first race at Indy in 1972. It's Gerry Beck.
It's my pleasure to be here on NHRA's 60th anniversary and part of the Legends program. And I'm ready for some ground-pounding nitro racing. Crews and drivers, are you ready? Seattle race fans, are you ready? Canadian race fans, are you ready? Light them up.
Go ahead.
Ready for our first pair, it's Doug Kalitta and Terry McMillen, one of those who has to make something happen. So as we get ready to go here today, and Gerry Beck acknowledges not only the U.S. but the very close by Canadian audience, here is the Lucas Oil Top Fuel ladder looking at Doug Kalitta. He can help his teammate Dave Grubnick secure 10th in the points by taking out McMillen, who is 11th coming into this round.
And speaking of David Grubnick on the other side of the ladder, he's going to have to get around Sean Langdon to keep his hopes alive for that 10th position.
And why are we talking so much about the bubble and the points? Well, the guys that are on the bubble are right there, Grubnick, McMillen, and Bob Vandergriff, and they are oh so close to one another. In fact, Morgan Lucas, with his rate of success lately, he could fall into the clutches of those guys very quickly.
Well, right now, Terry McMillen and David Grubnick and Bob Vandergriff, for that matter, all three of those guys have cars that are starting to perform a little bit better. As you mentioned, Morgan Lucas is kind of struggling a little bit. As you go on board with Doug Kalitta, he has lane choice. He's your number 8 qualifier. He has chosen the right-hand lane. We will keep an eye on that to see the preference there and see if there's any changes during the course of the event.
Terry McMillen ran a career best speed in qualifying, so he's certainly ready. First pair top fuel, the benchmark.
Oh, Terry goes up in smoke immediately.
Well, you mentioned luck. You think you were talking about good luck, but it's bad luck that'll also nail you.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem with being the first pair out. It's always a little bit tricky. Richard Hartman, you saw him looking at the racetrack trying to figure out why it spun the tires right off the starting line. You saw Doug Kalitta. He went out and shook the tires and got loose. Had to backpedal the thing a couple of times. Obviously got to recover enough, and because he spun farther down track, that momentum moves him into the next round.